Well, it's 20 after 7, so I better get working here. I've been working all along, but it's not much to look at. I'm just prepping a bunch of stuff.
Since July of 2017. So Kraft's got him in that third inning, and now on VR gets it too. Now we can stop talking about that, right? All the goose eggs for Quintana. That's all over with. These 2 home runs the Brewers have hit are the first 2 homers that they have against this left-hander. At the bottom of the order, getting it done. 2-2 to Kratz. Right back to the mound. Had it cool. And Kratz is out number 2. It's an old saying in baseball between players, scouts, coaches, managers, when somebody has the dominant numbers against one team or one player, what's the phrase you always hear? The game's not that easy. Well, the other phrase is he's due to give up some runs. That's what I always throw.
But it's a long night. It'll last long enough.
Nobody can be that good forever.
I'm coding things, so I have things to work on.
You can't be that bad forever either. Well, that's what Orlando RC is. Things are going to turn around at some point. He is holding fast to that theme. Trying to get his
When you hear the baseball game, you're not supposed to.
Struggled at the plate. He does have 3 game winners this year at the plate. Walk off
junk here.
Against the Cubs. The only win of the year for the Brewers against the Cubs, courtesy of an Orlando RC base hit. Hank is trying to get back to the place he was last year. He had a terrific year offensively last season. Pops it up a mile high. And that will retire the side. However, challenge PR getting the start against the lefty, hitting right-handed, and he launches one out of here. 2 solo home runs tonight. Brew Crew on top of the Cubs. 2-1. 5 in the ball. But the way Junior has been pitching as of late a little bit different than he did when he had that great year in 2016. You can see the splitter usage was a lot more back in 16 than it is now. In fact, in that year, that was one of the best swing and miss pitches in all of baseball. That split finger.
Okay.
And you have to think that the splitter is still in the minds of the hitters as Guerra starts Chris Bryant with an off-speed pitch, deals him strike 1.
So I should be in much better shape with this next set of projects because I learned that I may get opacity, I may get coverage, but I need more paint to quiet the surface down. Too much threads, too many.
Fastball in low. 2-1. Is the splitter the most taxing on the arm?
I'm going to paint this one, for instance. Because
grab a baseball and split your fingers, your forefinger and your middle finger, and see how
I want to be sure I've gotten a lot of paint on. Quiet the surface down.
A lot of guys used to throw
easier to paint on.
Back in the 80s, a lot of arm problems, a lot of surgeons got rich because of that pitch. Well, Guerra's behind the dangerous Chris Bryant, 3-1.
There it is.
Lead man for the Cubs here in the 6th inning.
I have got to believe I've painted that twice. I've forgotten. I've got so many things going, but I'm pretty sure I painted that twice. So
and for the second consecutive inning, the Cubs have their lead man
right.
reach. A little different now. You got Rizzo, Contreras, Schwarber coming up. Back in the 5th inning, it was an infield hit for Baez.
This one, I know I don't.
The 8 and 9
So
hitters
I'm gonna.
So Anthony Rizzo with a man
Get
on.
this one done, and then I'll start lettering.
For 2. Guerra struck him out in the second inning, and then Ryan Braun made a terrific diving, rolling catch on a little flare in the fourth. Twice Guerra's got the fastball in on Rizzo. He shoots one right to Arcia. Throw to first, and in time for the out. That's going
Really?
to be close. Aguilar might have left the bag.
Did he leave the bag too soon? It's just what I thought.
It's going to be close, you're right.
You can tell this hasn't got
It
enough
just looked
paint
to
on
the
it.
naked eye that
Did to
Aguilar
me.
left the bag too soon.
Certainly did to me.
Maybe trying to, step over Brian as he's sliding headfirst back into first base. I don't know.
No, he's still there.
He's still there.
That was close.
That was close.
And Joe Madden says forget it. As the umpires rode to the dugout, he took as long as he could.
That is a break. And Aguilar will learn a lesson. You know, used to be, and you played a lot of first base in your day, used to be you try to time it where you could come off the bag a split second before the ball would hit your glove.
Right.
And it would present the image of, you get a little bit extra out of it, and you could steal some outs. I remember Marc was great at that. As Contreras launches one to the left field, Braun is at the wall. Ryan Braun hauls it in. Contreras stood there
Ryan
and
Braun.
all the way into the glove.
The resurrection.
He thought he had hit one out. And Braun says, not this time.
Wasn't a tough
Not
catch,
one,
but
but two gems here tonight from the grade 8. Pulls a home run.
grade
back.
8, huh?
And the Brewers still lead it 2-1.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale and bring color home. From June 15th to 18th, get 40% off paints and stains. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store today.
I think what I need to do
XL
is
guys aren't built like everyone else. That's why
do
XL
enough
isn't built like any other clothing
nights
store, with
and
sizes
be able
starting
to
at
claim.
XL, from
I'm,
Lacoste
you
to
know,
Levi's, Brooks Brothers, and
I've
more.
got a schedule
Built to fit,
going.
Built XL, TXL. Better pizza doesn't start with luck. It starts with our ingredients.
So that next
Like
time when I
Parmesan,
tell
Italian
people I'm
stuffed
going to be
durian,
there, I'll have
Costco,
some
just
proof
right,
that I'm,
every
because
time. Get two large
I've
one-top
made
pizzas
promises
for
and then not
$7.77
come
each.
through.
Better ingredients, better
Said I was
pizza.
going to be up and I wasn't.
Design your dream kitchen with a serving of choice.
So
Premium GE finishes at the Home Depot. Stainless
once I
steel,
can prove it,
stainless
then I'll make a big deal about it. Not till
It's the night
then.
of Guerra. He goes 6 strong with 1 run allowed. See if Santana can get the inning started. Pinch hitting for Guerra in the 9th spot. So Santana, Kane, and Yelich. With the return of Eric Thames, you figure Santana's playing time could be cut a little bit as well. It'll be around the horn, a revolving door for Counsell.
And Domingo's had a difficult time finding the starting lineup lately. Didn't make many starts on the road trip.
It's interesting how the emergence of a first baseman has affected the playing time of a right fielder. And a right fielder who hit 30 homers last year.
Hey, had Aguilar not been swinging a bat, you'd seen Braun over at first base. Santana would get starts at right. Away it goes.
Full count. Santana swing and a miss. Down he goes on strikes. So the 2 catches tonight of Ryan Braun find their way into our Badger Mutual plays of the game.
And coming in, making a nice diving catch, taking away a base hit from Anthony Rizzo. And then Contreras, he thought he had one, and Brony able to time his lead perfectly and take it away. That would have been a home run. Well done, Brony.
Ryan due up 4th in this inning. 1 away, here is Lorenzo Kane. In the air to center field. On the run is Almora. And he'll run it down for the out. 2 gone. One center fielder to the other. Both of them are excellent defensively. This game feels a lot like the 4 games at Wrigley Field earlier this year. Low scoring, well pitched, the kind of games where one mistake or one key hit makes the difference.
Yeah, both of these teams have pitched well. The Cubs have one of the better starters earned run averages in the National League, 350. That ranks 4th.
Christian Yelich takes a breaking ball from Quintana, low.
Given the conditions, you would have thought that, and we still could get a high-scoring game tonight. You never know. Josh Hader's getting loose in the Brewers pen.
Strike. Quintana facing Yelich. Down the left field line, slicing foul.
About every one of these games this year between the Brewers and Cubs have been like this. Close and going right down to the end.
Cubs have been the standard in the division the last few years. 3 consecutive NLCS appearances, and of course the World Series win at 16. Down the line, and that's down for a base hit off the glove of Schwarber. Yelich on the run. He will end up at second with a double. A 2-out double for Christian Yelich.
A little bit more cleanup.
Cubs lose a lot defensively in left field when Schwarber is in the game.
They do. Not known as a very good defender out in left. This baseball is slicing away from Schwarber as it gets out into the corner. Schwarber looks as though he feels like he has a beat on it. Right off the end of the glove. A 2-out double for Christian Yelich.
And now Ryan Braun will get a swing here in the 6th inning. Braun is 0 for 2. He's had a ground out and a strikeout. He has done terrific work with the glove here tonight.
So,
trying to answer with the bat. First pitch in there inside on Braun is 92.
Almost ready.
Quintana's been good about pitching Ryan inside.
He's pitching everybody inside. That's what he likes to do. He likes to crowd you with a fastball, then throw that change up and curveball.
Texas.
Braun looking for one mistake that leaks out over the plate. Back in there again. 2-0 now. Overall numbers are down for Braun, but he has been spectacular in spots like this. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. Braun has 11 hits and 19 at-bats. 579 batting average. In the clutch moment, 2 outs, runners in scoring position.
Things
That's
to
when
do.
it really counts.
Oh, I got to go out and pick up and
They threw a
get my
change up on a
projects.
2-0 pitch. And see if he's swinging here 3-0. Typically he doesn't do it.
Aguilar due next. Yelich ready to run at second. Braun lays off. I can only remember all these years. This is Braun's 12th season. Just a handful of occasions where he has swung 3-0. Now he's got it right where he wants it. 3-1. Let's see what Quintana deals. And he's got a fastball in on his hands. Braun a little over-aggressive and a little cut to it.
Braun knows that he's swung a pitch out of the strike zone. There it is, coming in on his hands and swings right through it.
A pitcher's pitch.
be right back.
Full count now. Steady diet of fastballs on Braun.
And that was one that Braun would like to have back.
The Brewers have Hader warming Braun trying to add to it. Brewers have been tough to beat when they lead late. And that one's low. Braun draws the walk. First and second now with 2 outs.
Braun draws the walk.
Time here for Joe Madden. He does have a pitcher ready in the bullpen.
I've got some little things to do to each one of these. They're a big hit. Well, this thing's a mess. Look at this. Can you see this?
Again for the Chicago Cubs, Anthony Bass.
See all those white specks? Now, how am I going to match that color? Damn. That's why I must have talked about it a lot. I think, is I had to get more paint on these things. So
Jesus Aguilar, second on the Powerball home run leaderboard for the Brewers. Shaw, not in the starting lineup, as Marc mentioned, he's available on the bench, and that might have swayed the decision of Madden to let it ride with Quintana. Jesus Aguilar trying to do some damage here. 2 on, 2 out. Fastball missed. What a year he's having. Aguilar 0 for 2 here tonight.
Finally got it. All right, that's what I'm doing.
11 home runs, 37 driven in.
I'm going to take off the grease pencil.
An OPS right now, even with his 0 for 2, just shy of 900. Has hit his way into the everyday role at first base.
You're not supposed to hear that game if you can. I better turn it down.
2-0.
You get me kicked off YouTube. You're not allowed to hear it. It seems like it's good for the game, but they're afraid of trolls. Rightly so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I haven't used grease pencil on latex. I've used very little latex in my sign career. And I don't know how it's going to act. I'm afraid it's going to... I use mineral spirits to get the grease pencil off, but it takes a little bit of the latex, get a little bit of that. I'm afraid of it creating a haze, a colored haze, but it's pretty good so far. I tried to paint over top of the grease pencil. So where's that coming from? That's not just orange grease pencil.
Ball count, runners will be on the move. There they go. Aguilar strikes out, pitches in the dirt, and
Struck
the
him out.
inning is over. Quintana gets Aguilar with 2 on to end the inning.
Oh boy.
Brewers come up empty in the 6th. We go to the 7th, 2-1, Milwaukee.
Yeah, I just have to prove I'm reliable, be able to point to you know, a steady series of being on the air. I have not been consistent yet. But I think I can, so we'll see. Alright, now we'll go see if I can find that. See, I'm going to need to... Oh, look at that. It came right off. Okay. We're going to have to... Yeah, looking pretty good.
Every now and again, you got to chop it up a little bit, right?
Alright.
End up if you don't.
The Summer Cup. 2 balls and a strike on Schwarber.
I remember now. I think I.
Virtually unhittable in 2 strike counts. And a breaking ball adjustments. That's a great
I
takeaway.
thought I remember. I think I've had to mix this purple once before.
How do you take it?
I really hope to. If I mixed a lot of paint. In fact, I had one. I tipped one in.
That one hit came on a 3-2
I
pitch.
tipped one. I set it inside a cup like that so that it'll pool down in the corner, and I'll have the best chance to salvage that color in case I need it.
Gators only given up 2 hits to left-handed batters this year. 6 of 35.
Looks like I failed, but I know how to make this color, and I can't be too far off.
That's once a high
It's not going to be a
fastball.
noticeable difference.
3-2 pitch, and Schoenberg in the air to right at Santana. Got it on his hands, and a fly ball out to start the 7th inning.
Yeah, he fell behind 2-0, able to come back and
Purple
get him.
and
That was
white.
pretty good at
That's
bat.
all there is in this.
First taking that slider, fouled off one, and then hitting one out to right field. The other part of Hader's game that's been so impressive is ability to push.
Oh, yeah. She got junk in it. Skin.
Johnny Baez, 2 for 2. He scored the lone Cubs run of the 5th. That was a 2-out RBI by Almora.
Just a drip. A drizzle.
You get asked a lot about Josh Hader. Something
Yeah, I just have lots of little dots
game
because they were like air trapped when I put the paint down.
first half.
It's trapped because of the, down in the valley between the threads,
But I think
and
what you just touched on is what is
and you can't see it at the time you paint.
have that funky of a windup, funky of a delivery. All those moving parts again have such great command.
Yeah, and because of all those moving pieces in the delivery, hitters have difficult time picking up the ball.
All right.
He normally puts it right where they're looking at it.
They drop Baez to his knee right there with a breaking ball. It's 1-2.
The ball. Successful, not going to believe that's what the fields and
Hader is still on a pace, and in a lot of baseball to be played, but continues on this pace. He'll have the highest strikeout percentage in the history of the game.
Come on.
55% right now. Baez is
Wow.
away.
They've got a guy, a pitcher that if he continues at this pace, he will have the highest strikeout percentage in the history of the game. But the attitudes toward strikeouts has changed in my lifetime immensely.
1-2 to Baez. Got it. A strikeout for Hader. 2 gone in the Cubs 7th.
Hader is his name. 2 down in the Cubs 7th. Let's see.
Wild swing that even with 2 strikes, he doesn't shorten up at all. That's a monster hack with 2 strikes.
They're really unhappy with some people. Unhappy with Javi Baez. I think he could have more success if he weren't as aggressive. I'd like to hear people talk about that.
Hey, Schroeder, you should try to take your uppercut down. No, it's long change. Yeah, long change. If I was doing that on purpose, I would have played well. You would have been such a money player at the end of this. You were ahead of
See, the problem is you can't tell what the color's going to end up like when it dries.
Put everybody in the outfield.
Left side of the infield. Don't need a right fielder either.
And I promised I was going to look for glasses. I am going to have to get my new Post-it notes out and make myself a reminder. It's a lot easier than I thought, you know. That's a cool thing about painting more, you know, is you just dive in and you find out it's, you know, that there was no reason for the delay, hesitation. It's going very easily. Now, I might end up with a whole bunch of dots, but you know what? That will just make it a funner, you know, they're just these little spotty repairs. But I'll just, I'll chalk it up to being fun. I'm certainly not going to fix all these, so a little of this and a little of that strikes him out. Alrighty. Yeah, it certainly doesn't look like this is going to be the same color when it dries, but you just can't tell. Yeah, this is nothing. I just swip a while. I ordered a brush. I could swear it's one of the only times in my life that a commercial has affected me. I went to buy a super small brush, a double-aught they have, and that's still not as small. I would get a couple of them and cut them down further. I want healthy needle brushes. I have some that are come to tiny, but that's because they've deteriorated, and so I just took them a little further, cut them down some more. But and I had no doubt, and I saw it was a commercial. This guy, there was a lettering guy, sign guy. He was showing work he said he did with this brush, and it's just this gorgeous stuff that I could never compete with. It's just, this is so easy for some people. And I don't mean just this. This is easy for me. But lettering, they have to shape zeros and S's, and you know, have it. I don't know how to say it, but that somehow it isn't suspected. This guy's work was so, it's just so precision, and he says this brush did it for him, and it was specifically about kind of painting, drawing. You know, actually going around and making the. See, look at that. Look at how this brush works when I'm doing this. I'm going to, well, let me get it wet so we're in ideal conditions. It wasn't as bad as I expected, but I never paint with the tip of the brush. It's always part of a stroke. And that's what this brush is claiming I can get. Know what I mean? I say enough? That I'll be able to kind of draw with the brush, and then I just find it very difficult with the brushes I've used. And it could be a misconception. It could be a kind of prejudice on my part, you know, that I haven't really tried it. I've stayed away from it because I've had bad luck or was told it was the wrong thing to do. I don't know. So I might have put the troubles away with this. A few more.
The 2018 FIFA World Cup is coming to Fox and FS1. Every match is live, over 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event, just 3 days away, only on Fox and FS1.
I'm gonna let everything else go. I don't have any problem with anything I see. Yeah, it makes such a big difference. Little bitty stuff. Here, see, now I'm not confident about this. I'm going to have to sort of draw with the tip of my brush. I did fine, but and this is a pinstriping brush. I mean, the one I'm buying, which means it'll be a longer set of hairs. It's weird. I'm looking forward to trying it, that's for sure. Could change my whole philosophy because I avoid things where that end up with it's about delicacy. You end up if you're really good, and maybe if you have the right equipment, you can do some really tiny stuff. See, now that I've mixed so much purple that what I can do is tip it at an angle, and it's if you do it just right, it's not easy really, kind of pain in the butt. But see, that'll all pool, and I'll be able to take an X-Acto knife and get the skin off and reuse it. I hate to waste paint. So I gotta clean my hands, clean the brush. I hope it doesn't come out with a bunch of dots on. Look, they're terrible. I would really laugh if that's what this has come down to. There's no gloss to that, and it's enamel. But the gloss sort of disappears because of, it's like a dryness, the weave. It's absorbing the paint more than normal. I think it's porous, and gloss needs to be, it needs to sort of skate. It has to be like an ice sheet. And it is, and if this stuff floats now, if this it'll look glossy. If this stays where it is, because it's such another layer up, and it has that protection underneath it that the layer below it didn't have, it may act so different that this painting as we know it is done. But I don't have anyway. All right, I still got to clean my fingers. So we're in the bottom of the 7th, Milwaukee and Chicago, and it'd be depressing for any Milwaukee fan to go to a home game and have the other team have more fans there. And it could be because season ticket holders, they wouldn't do that, would they? They can get the most money for these games. All right, I'm laying that right there. I think I'll do this. I figured out how to, I can put this in front of the fan and it'll be blown away, and so it'll never touch the paint. The paint will never get yeah, it's just flying like a kite. Zigzagging back and forth.
Garcia is 0 for 2. Brewers double by Perez. He is still at second base. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wilson. Struggling like Garcia, you're in a proverbial 0-2 count. Every at-bat it seems like you're walking.
I'm not very hopeful. I'm gonna email children's
Number
number.
one project right now to get the very talented shortstop back together. Going to the count.
Trying to have hardship minimize his movement. Set up and getting ready to swing. Got a lot of moving pieces in that swing.
The Brewers have said Council, Darnell Foles, the things he's trying to work on. It's almost unfair to ask him to do it at the big league level. But they need him here after the injury to Saladino. And to bring him right back up. You get whatever you can. You know you're going to get great defense from him.
You can't be working on things at the big league level. You got to work on those things down in the minor leagues, in the batting cage.
No balls, 2 strikes on RCM. And he got it. Big fastball for Wilson. He strikes out.
Okay.
3 in a row after a leadoff double. And
Cubs 8th is coming up. What am I going to work? Oh, I know what I'm working on.
World Series MVP right there, Ben Zobrist. And quickly, Hader falls behind 3-0 to the lead man in this 8th inning. 2 solo home runs have Brewers on top.
Last night's project. This one I don't think I'm going to do anything to. Maybe touch up the background. I can do that. Kind of stuff you don't like to have to want. You don't want. Anyway, you have to maintenance, routine maintenance. Ah, see, didn't come up. Spit is very good. But that's not really doing a thorough job either. I always paint. I might have to. It's not guaranteed. I'm going to try some more. That's all I can do. Is wear it away, like getting skin clean by taking the skin off. That's what you can do. Yeah. But the alternative is to put, a little touch up of this color, and it's the same issue. The absorbency, the color will come out different. It just will. Will it be that different? Wow! Oh my God! They had a double play, and guy tried to stretch a single. Wow! Whoa! Yeah, Zobrist, just what a risk! And everyday play, but it could be the nerves. Anyway, so if you. Jeez, it's a perfect throw. I wouldn't say easily. Oh man, the pitcher is upset. Okay, so I might be getting there, because what I was saying is if I have to put this same paint, exact same paint, it will have such an advantage over the paint underneath it in terms of how it dries. And, it'll come out looking different, that's all. You'll see it. Yeah, see, here's a thing I fight against is I have to be really careful when I pounce the patterns that I don't down in the corners where I don't know what this is. I don't think it's what I'm talking about, which is up here. Charcoal from, oh, here's Hayward.
Needing a strikeout. Ryan due next.
Hayward is such a story. I've loved it so long. He was such a dream player, and he was a star right out of the gate, just for a little while, I think. And he's been what everybody's thought. He's an underachiever ever since. But he's done well. Done better, apparently. I don't watch it as much as I should, or as much as I'd like to. See, now I'm wearing it away. I'm going to have to touch that up. 6 of 1, half a dozen the other. If I do, maybe I'll just leave it like that. Oh man, here's a play. No, it got it off. Wow. Hayward did it. All right, so I think that's. Oh yeah, I get to sign it. It won't be hard to. Wow, that error cost him. Tied the game, I think, in the 8th. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? I'm talking to the TV.
By a left-handed hitter against Josh Hader.
3rd hit all year by a left-handed hitter against this pitcher.
Now Brian at the plate.
All right, a little black, and this will be done. Gotta find it.
Double plays grounded into all year.
Here it is.
Would love to make it number 2 right here.
Maybe as close as I thought.
Keeps him close. Hayward does not have a stolen base this year.
That's all I need. One little drip of black. Now if I can only use, I'll use the lid to put the thinner on and just add it in dabs. See how to get this camera closer.
Brian fouls it away, a ball on strike. Even that motion by Hayward, even though he threw to home plate, Hayward still went back to first base. Extremely well. One of the reasons he doesn't bounce into many double plays. He also hits the ball in the air most of the time.
Yeah, it's going. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. This seems so indulgent now, but you know, it is. I guess I have a little toy idea in my head about this, what I'm doing with all these things. It's just obvious, so. Oh, that was a stupid. Braun made a stupid move. He exaggerated something that could never be.
Excellent at controlling the running game. Throws to first. It's time to plate. Bryant sends one high in the air.
All right. 2 out.
Santana will make a play for out number 2 and a key out for Josh Hader. Hayward was bouncing back to first base on that delivery.
I think the paint is being affected by the fan and the air conditioner, but I would say mostly the fan. I'm swearing this paint, look at that, look at the line get thin, you know, the paint is, look at that, there's one stroke, there's the next stroke, the 3rd stroke is thinner than the other 2. Yeah, this is dry. Should have done the whole thing, but it's because of the fan. Get used to it.
He might be able to get a jump. He's really giving you no indication that he's going to be able to.
I got a lot of paint now.
Left-handers are now 3 for 37.
Like I need it. One letter.
Taylor hit.
I'm watching the play. Oh. Okay, this is it. See, this is why I know that I have, because I face it every day. I have to put a C in this, and I don't want to. Full attention, don't know how to do it. Been doing it for 30 years and I don't know how to do it. You know, make one continuous. I don't think it's all attitude, but yeah, see? This guy sold me a brush last night. I love it anyway. It's a silly looking thing, but I like it. Wait. There we go. See. I'm not gonna, there's too much wrong with this to bother with any of it. That's the deal, but no, they're just, wait, well, I can do some of these. It's just the chatter. You can't see it. I've tried to show it to the camera. Might even try to fix some of them. Wow, I didn't see me doing this. I thought I was just getting used to live with it. There's a lot of chatter. I can't believe I would be willing to go back and try and fix it all. I'll bet I'll fix some and let some go. Oh, well, I'm so bad. See, a really good guy would look different than this. And it, all right. I'm doing it. I did not think I was going to do this. I had no. Look at that. See? I don't know what my point is. That's what you get for paletting on the. Can you see? Yeah, you probably can't see it. There you see it. What do I expect? Right? I'm going to find stuff out here. I have an idea, but I'm going to learn a lot more from doing it this time. Having to do with I didn't want to get down in there. Okay. Alright, I think I did pretty good. Alright. I'll go back and wake up my paint some more. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
This is a big game for the crew. They need it. They lost 7 of 8 against the Cubs this year, and Council is going to bring on his all-star closer from a year ago to try to get through this 8th and then finish the 9th. Brewers can regain the lead. So Hader is out. Inning in 2/3. Cubs in five. Perez to second base. VR is out. Put Nabel in VR's spot in the batting order, which is 6th. And Rockets Corey.
There's a trade. There's a trade.
He's here to try to
Which is
get
that
out
you're
of the
gonna
mess here in the 8th. There are 2 outs, but the Cubs
thicken.
are threatening with 2 on. And a rarity. Creighton Council having to take Josh Hader out of a game in the middle of an inning. And that
happen all that often. Last pitch to Corey on Tuesday against the Indians.
Yeah, the trade-off is you're going to make them fatter. I mean, I am. I know I am. I'm just not that good.
Abel was hurt against the Cubs back on April 5th. Hamstring injury. And his first appearance against the Cubs since that time.
This is very interesting.
Wilson Contreras, the batter. 2 on, 2 out. Brewer struck first in the 3rd on an Eric Kratz homer. Cubs tied it with a 2-out RBI single by O'Mara.
Too bad. I hate this.
And then BR hit a home run in the 5th inning. Give them a 2-1 lead, and now the Cubs have answered in the 8th.
Cubs doing in this inning what they have been doing a lot of lately. Walking a lot, coming up with that big hit. Exactly what they've been doing in this stretch early in this inning.
2-0 now. Was a misplay by VR that has opened the door here for the Cubs.
Well, that's a leadoff walk. That's never
Oh. Ooh. Did I just do that?
Over squawks on a routine fly ball to center.
Got it.
Been out by plenty. The throw is dropped. Zomer sends it up at second, and then he scores on the Hayward single. Hayward at second, Rizzo at first. The 2-0. Another breaking ball low. It's 3-0 now.
one of those situations where Corey, when he has a very long layoff, has a difficult time.
I'm doing pretty good here. Oh, that's a mess. Ooh.
Last pitched on Wednesday against Cleveland. 14 pitches in that game.
I'm also a subject I'm just learning is in the sign business you never
Certainly have the green light.
put latex over oil. So once a sign had oil on it, that's all it could have on it. I'm gonna go up and do some more up here.
Bases loaded now.
But here I found that I can. The reason for it was that the paint actually doesn't stick. It may seem, obviously it sticks, but it doesn't really bond, and it'll flake off. Not, outdoors and in the heat and the sun. A lot of things happening in this game. 2 outs, 2-2, 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Cubs. Here's the pitch. Way inside. 5 straight balls by this guy they just brought in. Apparently he's been an all-star. That must be what they're saying. He was. This is a all-star reliever. Now see, if you're at the right angle, this looks really bad, the way railroad tracks do when you get, see them down the line. You see the flaws are, they sort of don't really, it's an optical illusion. But this is really thickening these lines, changing the character a lot. Disturbing, but I'm learning to live with it. Finally, it's really something I haven't been able to do. What's going on here? I've got a good edge up there. I don't have to redo it. And all this with my stupid eyesight, Schwarber. That's what he's here for. He's not an outfielder. He's not a good fielder. So this is what they want. What's his name? Maple. Outside. Oh, they called it a strike. Yeah, so the Brewers fans are, you know, cry out as the fans, Cub fans, for everything the Cub fans suffer for or through. So, friendly rivalry. Way outside. 3-1. Knable. I know the guy's name a little bit. It's out of context when you have to read it. Corey Knable, yeah, I especially know the first name. Still doesn't seem to go with it. Alright, let me look.
Go ahead and run at third and Hayward. 3-1. And a swing and a ground ball. Shift is on. Perez is there. And Knable gets out of the inning. Wow, walking the tightrope.
Wasn't really any.
Scratch the bases.
All right.
So that's the bottom line as we are tied 2-2 Cubs and Brewers. A white knuckler in
Yeah, I really enjoy this.
Series. We're going to have Brewers Live coming up, our post-game report after the ball game. Key home runs, key comebacks, some key.
The game isn't over yet.
Frank Council, get inside the clubhouse as well. Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Brewers Live post-game report coming up in moments.
How do you know?
Last at-bat win for someone here tonight.
It says it's coming up. The post-game show is coming up in moments. How does he know that?
And the new pitcher is Pedro Strop, who's putting together a terrific season.
Okay, do I want to do some more? It's just, they're just making a mess.
Santana flips one in the right field, slicing. Hayward runs out of room and is quickly 0-2 on Domingo Santana. What about
Come on, liquid. I need more liquid.
Throwing strikes and really without the use of his curveball, it was all fastball. Schwarber got jammed a little bit on a 3-1 pitch. And with the big shift, pretty close to first base.
Slimmed down version of Schwarber.
Head first, slided first.
Oh boy. Oh, look what I've done.
Yeah, we do.
Please.
Don't get any quicker when you hit first and first base.
But I'm even more confident than the last mistake I made because I lived through it and learned from it. That is a nice touch. Washington, the All-Star game is going to be in Washington this year. Best thing going on there. I wasn't happy seeing Bryce Harper pointing to the sky.
Strover to save Friday for the Cubs.
I lost my.
Strobe save a game Friday against the Pirates, and then Cishek save on Saturday.
That's pretty good. Now it's time. There's a lot there though. It's still quite dirty, but then you get toward the. Oh, I gotta take some more. But I can use saliva pretty soon. Wayne Davis. Yeah. Okay. There's still problems. I guess I'll keep working on them. No. This is a drag. I'm going to have to turn off that fade.
does that as well as anybody. Make contact, give yourself a chance, and there's your go-ahead run. Just love the way he approaches his at-bat. Right, he got a guy with good speed. He got short. He's relatively slow to home plate, but Contreras has a cannon behind home plate.
So we've got a really good catcher, an interesting, fun pitcher, a game situation, a major rivalry. That's all. Wow, that's a big difference. I'm making another mess.
But you got to figure Renzo K's going to try and take off at some point here. Although the Brewers are right where they want to be in the batting order. Like most left-handed hitters, Yelich thrives on the down and in
Yep,
pitch.
it's nerve-wracking. You know it.
Throws a sharp slider that ends up down and into a left-handed hitter.
Oh, it's so bad. But it is really the major thing I'm learning dealing with is accepting my weaknesses and learning to accept flaws and not be so you can let stuff go. Never could, boy. The thing for me, the real challenge for me was pinstriping. Because all I could see was the flaws. I couldn't see anything else. And then you have to ask for money. And it's... I don't see how people could do it. Because I know nobody, I mean, a few, they're just... I've seen people who can really pinstripe. But all I see, because mostly what you do is symmetrical things. You try to do the left side the same as the right. And, disgusting. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm happier than I was. I didn't know I was unhappy with it. But I signed it. This one is a mess. But it's a fun mess. I have confidence in fixing. Hold on. They're back.
We've seen it so often in the past. Rizzo can bait a base runner into a pickoff there because he'll take an extra step off the bag himself. Yelich down on strikes. The last 6 outs for Brewer hitters have been via the strikeout.
Slider down and in.
Christian Yelich to miss by that much. You've thrown something filthy up there.
Yeah, a late breaking slider. And a big break at that.
So Braun is up with 2 outs.
Yes. Back to repair.
And Braun into center field hits sharply, but right at Almora.
More repairs. This is pretty. The texture on this is so nice.
To the 9th we go.
Yeah, well, the camera can't see it, but it is a very, very nice. Oh God, please.
That was the second largest auto insuring.
Let's see. This is probably going to need a touch-up. I'm taking some off, but I'm also taking off the latex. Yeah, I'm going to have to. It's a losing effort, losing cause. And so, well, I don't have to get any of the oil paint. This is oil paint. I don't have to, and I'm just getting the grease pencil off. I did it last night, did it before the paint was dry. So I made a big mess. And I don't have to do any more than that.
2-2, back up there, and down he goes.
Cable. I knew I was going to have to do this, but boy, I'm enjoying this painting.
Is that velocity? Especially with that wild hack, that uppercut. No chance.
Anything touches this stuff. Ugh.
On the way, here is Addison Russell.
Look at this. What's that over there doing? You can't see it. If I can't get it, I'll forget it. Can't get it, I'll forget it. Which is what I'm talking about. That being a new line of patience I'm learning. That's what it comes down to. Patience. Ooh, look at that. There's. Oh, it's just a shadow. It's not really protruding out into the aqua.
In there.
All right, here's what I do.
Strike on the cut shortstop. He's over 3 tonight. He struck out twice. Hader got him to end the 7th inning. Hader with an inning and 2/3. And 1 run.
Is that it? Yes, here it is.
1 and 2 now.
I had been looking for, I couldn't believe how hard it was to find a good set of watercolor brushes. They are cheap, you know, they are usually cheap to worthless. And I couldn't find any good sets. Is this the right color? Doesn't look like it.
Sitting out there feeling good.
Well, it's got to be one. I'm sure it is, but pretty deceptive. I have another bottle of the same color, which I know where it is. Come on.
Out number 2.
I don't think there's.
Cubs Brewer Series just getting started. We're here the next 2 nights.
Oh, good. We got 3.
On tap. Tyler Chatwood against Chase Anderson tomorrow.
Yeah, so this is this issue. You could not put latex over oil paint in the sign business because the letters would fall off. The sign would just not exist soon. And you'd be going back to repair it. And that might not be a final fix.
Looking ahead to the Brewer night. Travis Shaw will lead off.
Alrighty, here we go.
To follow, and then
but it looks like I can.
Gets to that point in the batting.
It looks like I can put latex, cover oil, and do it over. That is major. It looks like that. Look at that little ant over there. You can't see that either. Running around, distracting me. I'm on his level, you know.
Shy of 38,000 tonight.
Okay, everything. Oh, yes.
To another terrific game. 2-1 is high. All 3.
That's it. There's that ant.
The order is due next.
It just ran across my name.
On deck.
Yeah, I'm going to fix some stuff. The hell. Painless. There's some more stuff down there. Do I want to do that?
3-2.
Why not?
One of the things that elevated Knebel into that all-star status a year ago was his ability
Okay, he was an all-star last year. That's what.
to make a big pitch.
It wasn't just a saying. Okay. There's that time when you touch the object.
2 outs.
Uh-oh.
Nobody on. The
Zobrist wouldn't be wrong at a time like that. Oh, look at that. I've got some orange. I've got some grease pencil. I'd like to see that. Come on. I'm going to go back a little more. I want to see it. Let's see what that pitch was. It's Zobrist. It's the guy that I was just saying was so much a favorite. Now, what is this? Here it comes. Pitchers covering up the plate with his shoulders. Oh, no. No doubt about that. That was a perfect pitch. Wasn't even close. All right. So I'm thrilled with this. Roll it up and take it with me. There we go. Oh, man. See, look at this. MLB. It's the only outlet for TV. It owns the rights, everything. And it can't get this right. It isn't sensitive enough to know. Like the owner of the Tortugas, who could never have the problem of the radar gun solved. Couldn't do it. Why? What about that situation went beyond? And here MLB is. It's that we're going into the bottom half of the ninth, which would mean what? Maybe a normal 10, 11 minutes away from the end of the game. Instead, well, it's a tie score, so it obviously is more precarious or less or something. But they tell you how much longer the game is going to go. An hour and 1 minute. So it's the ultimate spoiler alert, and they don't do anything about it. They spoil every game. And in this time, I flipped this oil-laden brush. I got to clean this quick because it's water. So that's the first priority. You got to do that. Yeah, latex can dry like that. And then now I got to go right down here and fix that painting I just thought I was finished with. And hope we can clean off this oil. That's all we've been doing tonight. Repairs. Oh boy, did you make messes while you're cleaning messes? Got to get patience with having to do the things you have to do.
Big leagues tonight, the Cubs and the Brewers separated by just a half a game in the National League.
They are, in fact, half a game out of between first and second. These two teams. So, but you know, I know better. It's not really it doesn't really have anything to do with the end of the year, you know, nothing. Anyway, so there are two done. And I got one more, I'm pretty sure. I really made a mess of one last night. I tried to kind of freehand. I thought I could do it. And then I was very unhappy with it, so I still have to do that. In fact, I have more of this. I'll show you.
Travis Shaw, one of the best moments of 2017. Players who have been virtually unhittable. On the break.
Remember, we've got this problem. That's still going to be, that problem is still going to be here. But I had to erase this whole line, and so all this paint was contaminated, and so I went and touched it up, and that went well. There isn't a big, that already had 2 coats though, so. Here it is. And this has been one of the great gifts. Something I would have scoffed at, that something that made it look so, that claimed to make something so easy couldn't possibly be true. And that is a foam brush. And they are tremendous. You'll see me doing it in a minute. See, another repair and solving that mystery of doing latex over oil that I have for 30 years couldn't do, and suddenly I'm able to do it. I'm just learning I can do it. So I'm making myself go through all the steps. See, you could ignore a problem, or you can, and there's always danger in trying to fix, like what I'm doing right here. I don't want a white dot to show up there when I get rid of this. That's what's going to do it. Well, I have to do a lot of work on it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But pretty soon it'll be out in the world and it'll get wrinkled. It won't matter. It'll be somebody's history. That's a good one to get rid of. So here's where we go. Here's what we like. This is what I'm so excited about.
Cubs tied it up in the 8th on a Jason Hayward RBI single. Hayward's batting bottom 9. And a shot. Oh, nice play. Right. And Perez is out. That ball was tattooed.
Yeah, he hit it hard, but he was played off the line. Positioned perfectly. Tough break for Perez. He hit it hard.
How often, Rock, do you see a third baseman protect the line in the 9th inning?
Right, most of the time. But I guess they figured that Rosario was going to be working away and wasn't going to get one down the line. And with the left-hander on the mound, it looks like Frank Count is going to go with Manny Pena, played by.
This is not. I think it is. I don't know. It's wet, so it must be the one I used before for this. So anyway, I haven't covered the mess completely. I've given it one coat, and it wasn't enough. Another transparent color.
Council does have a 5-minute bench. Make way for Thames. They sent Brandon Woodruff back to AAA. So playing with an extra position player. That's a shot foul.
You can just paint with these things so incredible. It just grabs it's a.
They'll utilize the off days and they'll play essentially with a full bullpen, but only 4 starters.
I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it just. Well, it's so stable, and you can.
Ball 1 strike on Pena. Only 2 now.
You can use the big muscles. You know, you aren't using your fingers. You're moving your whole torso. I got all kind of messy problems. You can't see. Okay. This is pretty much done. Oh, I love this thing. And it's new. I didn't. For some reason, I never had cause to use it.
Ooh, look at that.
Alright, what am I doing? Here's one way I paint it. Oh, not going to do it this way, this time.
2-2 now.
That's one way you can paint with this brush. It just skates to where you want it to be. This is different because it's on an inward arc.
2-2 to Pena. On the ground to Rizzo. And we are headed to
Extras.
as Rosario holds serve in the ninth. To the 10th we go. Tied at 2. Top of the order coming up.
My daughter and I would always have a laugh about free baseball.
Run average, Jeremy. .57, a
Oh,
5-0
Lord.
record.
All right, I'm glad I can do this because I'm not, you know, I was not happy with. I had a very rocky, raggedy line there. Didn't try, you know, I didn't really care about it, but
Cubs are number 3.
yeah, lint stuff, everything. The fabric is so.
Got a wave in a minute, so made it look bad. Go my first pitch first.
All right,
Did a good pitch for Jeffers. Yeah.
look at this.
He's actually throwing more of
Look how easy that is. That whole line is done as soon as I set the thing down.
He is one of the rare relievers, especially late game relievers, or as they call high leverage relievers, that has 3 pitches. Usually
Didn't I see something else going on up here? Let me
it's a
think.
2-pitch scenario.
It
for
sure looks like this is discolored, so
late in
why
game.
not just double certain?
Jeffers is having his best year in the big leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now more 1,000 back. 97-mile-an-hour fastball from Jeremy.
Yeah, and he's got that, by the way.
This junk. I'm just brushing it away with this thing because it's got the bite of being wet, acting like a tongue, picking up the crud. Ooh, see, now there's a discoloration. There's my pants. I can clean my brush on. There's some discoloration. Let's see.
Almora, 2 hits tonight, had an RBI single in the 5th. That tied the game at 1.
Ooh, hairs.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Almora's hanging in there. Brewers have had
So-
great success in extra innings this season. They've played 5 extra inning games.
Okay, so you know, there's no mystery. All I have to do is push the fast forward and see how many minutes are left, and you know, you can do a little logic and figure out the possibilities, and pretty soon you know what the outcome is going to be. Might be 20 minutes left, and you can tell. I don't know.
He got it.
Depends on the
Hit the edge with a
score.
fastball, and Almora is rung up.
Wow, this is
Good
cool.
pitch at the plate. Well, Ben Zobrist got caught looking to end the night on a pitch at the knee. This
Ooh.
one right on the outside corner. That better
That
be
thing looks
called
good.
strike.
All right,
High enough on the edge.
clean it. And that one's done. No, the prep is done. The repair is working.
Hayward now.
Sometimes you can try to repair something and it backfires, it doesn't work somehow, and you're just throwing it away. And that is not the case.
Down the bottom of the zone.
And I think there's something else I get to do pretty quick.
Excellent young umpires. 36-year-old Ben May. Hayward. An RBI single on Hader in the 8th inning. Rock pointed out how far off the plate Hayward is standing, and it really paid off for him in that at-bat against Hader.
Yeah.
pumped an inside corner fastball in there, but it was right in the wheelhouse of Hayward.
Look how far off the plate he is. I mean, you gotta have the long arms that he has to be able to reach that outside corner.
Here's what I'm talking about.
Strike. Their first move with that front foot is towards.
Check and see if this is dry. I'll give it a few more minutes.
Again,
Don't need to. Come on. And here it is, all this time later, and I have not oiled one brush I haven't cleaned yet. And
2-1 now to Hayward.
I have a brand new brush, and let it dry out, because you mustn't, you damage your brushes. And that's a brand new brush, and I just did that. It's been half an hour, 40 minutes maybe. So, you know, I had cleaned it with thinner to the point where it was time to oil it. But I said, well, I might want to use this on the next one, so I'm not going to do anything right away. And now, let me see what it's like. Oh, it's very plumpy. It's very pliable right now. It's very supple, so it's not a problem. So they'll both get oiled, and the one was beyond help anyway. I have a bunch of brushes like that I've abused and lost the services out, or the quality you get in a good one, and well taken care of. Here we go.
3-2, and he got it. Jeremy Jeffers pulls the string. Back-to-back strikeouts for JJ.
Like a fastball until it gets to home plate. Knocks about 5 miles an hour off that pitch.
I think
that's a result. Down in the dirt. Hayward down on strike.
I do not know where some brushes are, and I'm needing them finally.
Last time he threw that pitch to Hayward,
I hate this.
spiked it right into the ground. Executes one to perfection.
Wait,
Second out.
there they are. They were back on the shelf.
Bruce has been pumping a lot of fastballs on Chris Bryant tonight. On the hand.
They probably needed oil, but see that tiny. Those are damaged brushes, yeah, but they're
Bryant is 0 for 3 with a walk.
they work pretty much perfectly well. You just wish you had some, you know, your instrument or tool or something was
Jeffers has never had this
sanctified or
He's
something.
had 2 of the 3 at a high level in his past, but not all 3 pitches.
Oh, I might not even have this color.
Came up with last year.
Oh, that would be an issue.
1 ball, 1 strike.
There we go. I saw one there.
Right center gonna hang there for Santana.
I know where it is.
It's over, and Jeremy Jeffers impressive in the 10th. 3 up and 3 down. Bottom of the 10th. 2-2 game at Miller Park.
But I don't think there's any liquid.
They're about to move.
No.
Relieve some of the house buying
No.
stress. They sort of have to
So
worry about-
I have to
But every fastball he's thrown has been a cutter.
mix the color.
Brewers haven't been able to figure it out.
Is it purple again? I mean, I've got that purple. I just had it.
Garcia now with 1 away.
Get these straps out of the way.
Despite his struggles this year, Arcia has some good memories to call on. He's had some big moments in close games, including one against the Cubs. That walk-off hit early in the season back on April 6th.
Against San Diego.
Yeah, that was
Look at that. Is this the exact one?
Base hit to right.
The one I told about tipping? Yeah, it was up on there, tipped, so I would have that pool. But I thought I did that with one last night, but I haven't seen it. I don't know how close this is going to be, though. Well, I've got the right brush.
Arcia strikes out.
And if it was a little bit off,
Made up his
I wouldn't
mind.
care.
Curveball away gets him for out number 2.
If pitcher
All right, where are my glasses?
Jeez, I wish I had some glasses. See where
Let's go get some.
Contreras is setting up and got him.
I'm gonna, and that will improve my life, and I'm looking forward to it.
5 straight
All
outs.
right, come on, come
Randy
on.
Rosario. Here comes Santana now. Strike one.
It goes to.
You can't help go try to do some more when you're close. Here are, wait, yeah. Ooh, please.
Rosario is giving Joe Madden some huge outs here. A great command. 43 pitches. He has 17 strikes.
I'm not really upset, but I am
He's been ahead of just about everyone.
quite upset for sure. That came
No
up.
balls, 2 strikes.
Nothing to it.
Broken back out to Russell on the hop.
Okay.
And we go to the 11th.
All right.
Rosario 6 up, 6 down, 2 scoreless.
We're gonna move it a little. Why you gotta? Your hygiene has to be perfect, or you ruin. You can ruin something just by picking it up. Oh.
Switch hitter.
There you go.
Launches one over 400 feet. 2-1 Brewers after 5, and then Jason Hayes.
Oh, plus.
Deliver the game.
Oh man, I gotta get my pattern out. Wow, there's a bunch of lines I forgot about. I'm not gonna wing it.
And that's where we sit.
I know pretty much what it's like, but I wouldn't be satisfied.
Friday against the Phillies, inning and 2/3 scoreless. He struck out 3 batters.
Now see, I'm gonna have to just. There it is. It's the one. This is it.
Anthony Rizzo sends one deep to right. And this one is a terrible.
Rizzo hits it out in Milwaukee.
Rizzo on the first pitch.
10th inning, 11th inning, first pitch. Now see, oh look at this. It's tracing paper. But see, I don't. I do not. I didn't save whatever it was that would tell me where to put this. You know, I taped it there and down there, but I taped it to other tape. That's the way I do it. Because that means I don't get charcoal on the fabric. Where is that? Where is it? Oh, there it is. This is fun, man. Do you see it? Do you see it? No, you can't see it. Forget it. Yeah, I think now I remember that I didn't pounce that. I remember that now. Okay, let's see how it's going over here. No, not close. There. Oh, it's looking good now. Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, that's what it is. No, they're there. I thought maybe I hadn't pounced the lines that I had not painted. I can't believe it. Where is the photograph for this? I need to get these two back together before they're lost. And 6 months from now, when I want to make another one, I can't find them. You know what that would be like for me? There, see, I just threw it. And I don't seem to have the intent to find... There's one. I've got the transparency. It's good enough for me.
First time tonight the Cubs have had the lead.
Can't find the scissors. I'm gonna use a X-Acto knife. Not good for the blade. God, cut into glass. But how many times do I use it? Not very often. There it is. Popped right out. Tape it. And they will be forever
What has to be
united.
for the Brewers right now, the fact that
Where's the
of
tape?
8 games played against the Cubs this year, 7 of them have been decided by 3 runs or less.
Oh, big deal. Jeez.
The Brewers
False.
are 1 and 7.
See, now that the Cubs have scored
They have an inning left.
and are ahead, and the bottom half of the inning will decide
Another breaking ball, and he's got Baez 2-2.
the end of the game, probably because of the time. I know about the time. But it will be very specific in this when we go to the bottom half. How much time is left in the game is going to tell us who won. Spoiler alert. That's what we're talking about here. All right, where's my...
Anthony Rizzo home run.
I found the tape, and now I can't find the...
2-2.
I know I have the pattern. Did you see where I put it? Call in, would you? Could do that in this more scenario. There it is. Maybe it blue. Good. Okay. So they're safely united. Now.
Baez has been chasing high
Oh.
fastballs tonight. And that one is in the air to left, a mile high, but that's going to hook it.
Okay. Now we're going to go find it.
Right now.
Like we can. And look at the drawing. You see. Yeah, there they are. There they are. Oh, it's upside down. That's the scary part here. You don't want that to happen. No, there it is. There it is. That's the way we want it.
3-2. Walked it.
Okay.
Baez doesn't walk much. He is on with 2 away here in the 11th inning.
This direction. This is what we're talking about. Beautiful. Just curve, just gets all that tucked into that tiny space.
It's only the 8th time this year Baez has walked. It's only the 4th. What do I want to say? Non-intentional walk, right? So he has 4 intentional walks. Right. So only the 4th occasion where he has actually walked.
I knew that was going to happen. Get big. Experiment with having it be a big line. I thought of that before. Okay.
The UBB in the scorebook, right? The IBB.
Look at that. There's a hair coming out. See, that's what you get with these brushes, these knockoffs. They're flawed.
You get the idea.
They weren't starters anymore. So we made them into savers.
Russell is 0 for 4 with a couple of Ks tonight.
And then they bite you like that.
Might see Baez try to run. And Albert's thinking the same thing. And this is definitely running.
That went pretty good. I didn't want to run into that though. I think I'll clean it. Wow. See, these are the things you've got to have the patience to do something like this because it has you know why? You know what's the worst part about it is that, or the reason that you dislike it is because so many times it ends up making a bigger mess, and that is very discouraging. Oh, see, I've changed the. I've got to get rid of this. That was okay. Now I got to do the other side. Yeah.
There he goes.
Easy.
Comes up short. Now skips away. Baez on his way to third. RC has got it. Baez is going to go halfway. I'll tell you, he was being sent home. Brian Butterfield was winding him up. He wanted him to go right there.
Oh man, really? The Rays had some inconsistent third base coaching the other night. Tough Hawks. Here he is. He winding. Oh my God! You God! Oh God! Jesus! I hate to. I just hate to watch stupidity in baseball. I mean, that's all that there is to it. They have attitude. They have, you know, Baez just has all kinds of attitude, and it's just so irrelevant. He can't follow a third base coach. You don't forgive the culture that breeds stupidity, because that's what it is. Just ego shit. Can't get over their ego. Oh boy, this is a weird one. My fingers holding the brush fingers are wet with paint, and you're never at your best. Oh, that came out pretty good. You know, when you're feeling slippery out at the end. What else does it do? Touches, really.
Insurance runs out there for the Cubs. Gotta be careful with Zobrist on that first pitch too. Got power from this side of the plate. Starts with a breaking ball.
This one I think actually touches. I don't know if I'll let mine. Why should I have a choice? I know what you mean. But I do. I let myself.
Brian Braun was telling Albert, when you throw over to first base, I mean, give me a good hard throw, because Baez might be thinking about this taking off.
You have to throw to first with Baez at third. I mean, what did they think? Do they address that? I don't know. I don't watch post-game shows. Maybe I should. I mean, especially Madden. He had one out with a pitcher that had a sub 100 batting average. He couldn't bat, and he let him swing away with the bases loaded. I think it was a man at first. I can't. He hits into a double play. They don't score. I couldn't believe it. I come specifically because the play with the Rays was so bad that I wanted to see good plays. So I went to the Cubs, and I see just a managerial boomerang from Madden. Couldn't believe it. I knew it was foul. I always knew. See, I came here to do what I'm going to start. Oh, yeah. That's something I'm going to live with. Yeah, okay. This, the mouth. Now, it's time to stop. Clean up.
So it's 3-1 now on Zobrist.
Oh, was it all made up? No. I don't know. We'll know when I'm done here. There's nothing there. Maybe just the stick, the wood of the shaft or whatever we would is soaked in something oil. You know, it could be just thinner. Okay, now. Those are super skinny lines. Yeah, completely. Yeah, okay. You make all these compromises, and Cubs are to rout now. I mean, against that kind of pitching. You can call it thinking around. Oh, but the Cubs just did it, and the Brewers are up till now apparently statistically have the best bullpen in the National League, and the Cubs are third. But they coughed it up tonight. Okay. All right, I'm seeing this clearly now. Yeah, same sensation.
Got the third on an error and scores on the base hit.
Okay.
First and third, 2 away. Top of the order now. Almora at the plate.
Oh. Look at that. What is it? It's got to be charcoal.
2 runs in on
Yeah, see, all I have to do is,
2 hits, a walk, a hit batter, an error.
you know, the time, it's already, yeah, the time will be told, and we will know who's going to win. In between innings, going to the bottom of the 11th, and the Brewers coming up. We're going to be able to tell by the time that they put up who's going to win the game. Or very close. It's just really wrong, really bad. Now this is just winging it. I don't know. I can't believe how close I am to being done. Huh. Yeah, they thought they'd beat the Cubs. I think they said the Cubs have beat them every game, and they've played like 7 or 8. Poor Brewers, they don't really believe, you know.
That is added to his bullpen right now. Morrow's been loose for a while. And in case the Cubs break it open,
they didn't?
there's a second option now.
Oh, it's 4-2. It's only a 2-run game. Base hit. That'll do it. That makes it more unlikely. Oh man, you should see this guy's shoes. Ooh. See, this is it. The fear of, that's all it is. That's the only reason for anxiety, is the fear of,
down to the bullpen. Might have to go get Matt Albers here.
I should be confident. I'm learning tonight. This is a confidence builder. Get a little more paper out for my saliva. All right, now I'm gonna fast forward. Yep, 19 minutes. There's a game left, folks.
We interrupt your video to bring you a Geico message.
17.
But he really struggled. He loaded the bases, but was able to get out of it unscored upon. Got 9 strikeouts.
Wow, it's like it was never there. That is great. All right, my anxiety is down level, just plummeted.
Two on for Hayward.
Yeah. Oh, Hayward. Hayward probably doesn't have a killer instinct.
Both of these managers downplaying the importance of this series, rightly so.
Yeah, rightly so. So why are you playing it up again? Oh boy, you do talk to your TVs.
Money right now for
if you're a baseball, a sports fan.
at some point the Brewers know they're going to have to find a way to
Yeah,
tie against the Cubs.
You got to beat the champs if you want to win the division. The division goes through Chicago, whether you like
the
it.
division goes through Chicago, and the Brewers have lost every game this year.
They've only lost 26 games this year, and 7 of those against the Cubs.
7.
Hayward hammers one deep left center. And
Oh my God. It's off the wall. They just did blow it open. Wow. Hayward, thank you. I'd like to see that. Looky right. All set. Alrighty. I'm going to tuck this in. How about this? This is a big breakthrough. Tuck this in. I'm being very mindful of my hands in case they have any paint on them. Very critical. And toss it down here. And I know that I have the pattern for this somewhere near. Oh, that's, yeah, I remember making that color. It's the red, not purple. Maroon. Not purple. Okay, let's find a different game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to Tuesday night, since this is Wednesday night. I will not have seen this. Anything on this page. All these games. But mainly the one I go to directly. Raise at Home. Resume. So when did I start it? Maybe this afternoon. I don't know. Oh boy, this is looking good. Now I gotta find the pattern.
It's my iPhone 6.
See, this is the thing where okay. This. See, this is a chance for me to be disorganized. All right, let's calm down and deal with this purple, because this has nothing to do with it.
Ball no strikes the count to Christian Arroyo.
Okay. I'm confident. I have thought about this situation. I knew I was going to need the pattern. When I decided I was not happy with what I had done last night. Couldn't accept it. So, I have been aware recently of where the pattern is. Hold on. Nope, it's not in here. That's what I'm learning. I just figured that out. So, here's one already that's from earlier in the day when I didn't.
And he makes the catch. That would sustain up a little bit more for him. And you know what? Didn't have as much time to position himself. He had to come in and close quickly. And so he's going to go back and
listen to that.
A little bit different. Doesn't have the same amount of time to come in. So
Clean.
But still
Clean to make life orderly.
Closer to that baseball.
A little spit and I'll be done.
Out and then the line out to left by Arroyo on the big scorecard out there.
All right, let's go find that pattern.
Gomez.
I'm so confident in.
Pitch down, one ball and no strikes.
Yeah, I'm gonna need this. There it is. But I bet I think I'll be okay. I'm sure I'm not. Yeah, they're gone. All the pounce.
2-0.
You know, the way I register,
Carlos hitting 186.
I don't even know what's front. There's front.
They're very aggressive hitting.
Now, see, this is where you don't see it ahead of time, and then it gets you. Is you don't want to have to trace. Now, I don't even have the right pen. I need a felt tip, I need a Sharpie, and nothing else will work. And I've been dealing with that Sharpie today. I've shopped for Sharpies lately. Couldn't believe they called it fine, and apparently, because that's all they sell, and I thought it would have been a medium. I was looking for a medium. But they splay out, and then they're worthless. Up till then, they're wonderful. Perfect autograph.
And I just remember one other walk of his standing out.
To be 10 cents. All right. Now, how am I going to do this? I gotta register everything. All right, there we go. We got the handles going. Looking pretty good right there. It's good in those two places. It's good there. It's about to be done. Oh, I love this. This is not a powdery baby powder, which is very surprising. I don't know if it got wet. Yeah, it did, yeah. So it got chalky. It's not so powdery. That's cool. Wow, I might learn something. I would do on purpose. Now see, that's so far off. I should have. See, if I had taped that in position, I mean, I'm going to have to register it again. Now let me tape it here. That's close. Calm down.
Diaz, the right-handed hitting shortstop, leads it off. Bailey and Travis will follow. Pitch is foul out of play for a strike.
Okay, now we will see how far off we are and see how to adjust it. I'm going to try this first. No, I don't want to swing it. I'm going to move it laterally.
You said it. You're looking between 3 and 6 out. Danik came right out, 6 up, 6 down.
Yeah, let's see what that does.
3 strikeouts to go along with it. All 3 pitches played a role. I've got a couple of guys split with that high octane here.
See how it is now. Yeah, it's chalky. So it's not as.
He goes for the first one and sends a fly ball in the center. Alex Smith can't.
Guess I'll take a look at it. Let's do it again. Wow, see, I'm learning patience here. I just am. I mean, these are the things that can give a person a headache. And instead, oh, you'll see my problem. Alright, how am I going to do this? See, that seems. I don't see how to do it.
Strategy for the Rays, they figure.
I just followed a bad pattern, it looks like. It's just that much. Let's just. Let's say that's true. We know how well this shit covers this stuff. I'm sorry. Try not see. It's tension.
He does get through this lineup twice, and they can go a little more than that. And that would be against the lower part of the lineup as opposed to the top side of the lineup.
Yeah, you're always worried about third time through. Well, for Austin Pruitt, third time through.
See?
It's 789. 789 is where he's starting. So by the time he wraps around and adjusts his spokes,
I don't want any of
he
the
doesn't see him, or even the guys
original paint to.
see them in your second inning, then maybe your fourth or fifth, and then if you do get to your sixth or seventh, you might not even be in the game. You've got your back end guys closing things out. So
I will let that fry. Try it again.
When a guy like Stanley goes 6 up, 6 down.
Look again later.
Right down there at the bottom.
Put away some paints. Clear things up.
Center field. Travis is going to go to third. With 2 outs, Sumley is first and third. Grandison serving that one into center field. It's to the right side of center.
And right now, the Blue Jays muddying this inning up a little bit here with 2 outs.
Rather keeping Rich on his toes out there.
I love the fact first 2 guys out. Travis with a base hit, and then that mystery ghost hitter in the 10-hole got a hit.
That's why that's erasable, that whiteboard out there. Solarte. Pitches the ball. Solarte, you look at this lineup up and down. It's Solarte hitting out of the second spot, who leads this team in home runs and runs batted in.
Okay, so we're putting this away.
There you go. Yeah. That's why I always keep score in pencil.
Oh, me too. But even so, I did disaster.
Oh,
all right.
shot
Yeah,
into
what?
right. Caught by Gomez.
Gomez.
Solarte hit it hard, but Gomez is there to catch it. No score, middle of 3.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale and bring color home. From June 15th to 18th, get 40% off paints and stains. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store today.
Cleaning up. Vital. I will feel much better after. I'm getting rid of my, working off the tension. I've been thinking of whether I might try yoga. I'm in meetup. I started a meetup to start tennis. Try and find tennis people.
No way.
I'm finding out it's coming down to, well, I was just tempted. I had young people. I had black young people. I had black female people who, they were half the people that said they wanted to try it. I don't know if they read what I wrote. I couldn't find it, so I wouldn't think so. I sure thought it was. I thought it was what I thought it was the introduction and it was the main thing, and I couldn't even find it. Maybe when you're the controller, maybe it looks different than it does to other people, but I was not encouraged. Couldn't understand if people just stumbled into this, or they read something and thought they'd try it, but because none of them have done it. Here's what I should do. I should stop and make some more patterns.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I will never make that mistake again. There is no phantom player in a lineup in a running game. God. Well, here just got that.
All right. I have to know what this is and attach it to its photograph. But in the meantime, I want to make that pattern, and I want to make that pattern. And I brought the projector home from a, oh, there it is. I wonder if I'll put it in the bag. No.
Fouling it out of play. Strike one.
Toss it on top.
And now to recap the game. Here's VA.
I hope I don't.
I rely on.
It's okay. Now, there's no way I'm going to do that because what I really want to have the projector out for is, see, I've got these. This is the shape of the piece of metal I have that I need to create my patterns on. Pounce. I burn holes, and it depends on this piece of metal, and that's the size of it, and it is, it's 40. That means I can make an 8-foot version of that, and it looks like that's what I'm going to do next. I hope I have some canvas wide enough. Huh? We'll see. I'll make do. I can't make it that big. And it may be bigger than I want, but what I want is the size of a bear skin rug. I would have only had a few of those, few experiences of those, but I did, and they were impressive. Ooh, yes. Probably rustic national park places. Probably. I know I saw some. Maybe twice. Maybe photographs then pretty soon. Alright. So, instead, let's start a... Oh, wait! I knew this might happen. I hung this I think, well, no one's watching, let alone watching last night too. Yeah, the pattern's inside. This experiment's going well. I hung this over the protruding handle of a racket, ball racket. And so I knew it would be up and out of my eyesight, and I wondered what would come of it all. Look at that. It's just waiting to be painted. God. Look at that. Black. Would I do black? I don't know. I've used a lot of color. I'm gonna. Don't tell me. Yeah. I have seltzer water here. And I hate to say a cigarette. But I've been working for many, many hours. I was working long before I started the tape machine. I gotta find later. Right. Now I get to contemplate because I'm gonna make a decision. Ooh. That's a green, a really deep green. No, never, never, never. Green is a really unsatisfactory color in this line of paint. They do what they call dirty the paint to get it to cover. They put dirt, you know, you see a white and you think, well, yeah, that's white. And then next to it you see a real white. And it's sort of like a light going on. The difference is so big, it's so much brighter. It can be so much brighter, but they certain colors, and that's the green. Green is just nasty in this one shot. Anything that gets to be called emerald better be superb. Wow, I know what color I think I'd like. Wow. Yeah, this flattens a little. This gets flattened a little. Oh, it's attached to the pattern. Like it should be. This ball. It's out of here. Reyes? Yeah. Right. Wilson Ramos. Ramos, I mean, what's it like to these players? Do they have a thing where this is like being banished just to go to the Rays? He was with the Nationals. He got big applause when he went back there. So, I mean, I knew him, but I knew him, but you just take players in Tampa for being somehow lost. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a royal blue. I wonder if I'll lighten it up enough so that the switch is thrown on blue, or whether I'll let it be dark and hum only. We'll see. Oh, look, I was doing it last night. I was testing them last night. I came to the same delusion. I really didn't see that. I'm relaxing now with seltzer water, a habit I have not had in a couple of years, and I had for 10, 15 years, maybe more. Lemon lime it is, but it's so weak. It was a conflict for me. This will tell you my financial life. I found out how much greater lime juice was in seltzer water, but it was so much more expensive, like twice as much as lemon, concentrated lemon, that it was a hard thing to deal with. And now there's no thinking about it this time. I get to have lime. So good. Of course you shouldn't talk about smoking, but I told the guy once, I said, I don't think I can quit without knowing why I'm smoking in the first place. I know everything that has to do with not quitting is equated with the perverse. Because it so closely touches the subject of death, and you know, one thing that happened to me was I painted motorcycle tanks for about 6 years.
What's next for Matthew Liverpool? Master side, navigation drive. What's next?
I got
actually head down to Port Charlotte tomorrow to
a new
the
Ray.
GCL and kind of see where things go from there.
All right, the number 16 pick in the first round. That's Matthew Liverpool. Congratulations.
Number 16 pick in the first round. Yeah, that means 15 teams.
Well, what a great journey begins.
Wow.
For the Rays,
15
#1
worse.
draft pick, and I'll tell you, that's only the 4th first-round pick of a high school pitcher the Rays have made in the history of the franchise. And the last guy was Blake Snell.
Blake Snell, high school pitcher, 16th pick.
The Rays will be very pleased that the Kevin Millar.
How could there be 15? All right, what does it do? Yeah, that. This is fine. I'm gonna go. I've got to have that blue. Has got to be there. It'd be crazy. I haven't seen it. Yeah. There it is. See, so I did not tilt this. So can you see the curvature of the skin? It sucks in as it dries. It shrinks and. The skin thickens and more paint is lost to drying. But I think I'll be able to cut into that. I'll just try it right now. Get back into it. Yes. Nothing to it. Oh boy, it's a mess. Didn't think of this. It'll work out. It did, I tell you. Keep things clean. That's where your nerves go. Is when you get close to wet paint. You have to contain it, or it'll eat you up. Paint. It's like that. Right now I'm cleaning the blade I used to pull that skid out of there. That was a bath. I think I get to use a pinstriping brush on that. Really long, slow lines. And then these, of course, are something else, but even those. Even this. I can do that
It's not often that you
with
see
the pinstriping brush.
it stacked up quite like that.
This gets chopped.
Getting an opportunity at
In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I thought of earlier is I'm going to do that line will be the first line I do in this thing.
Fun to watch.
Well, I still have a cigarette to finish.
See that develop in early December.
so excited to be here and never want to leave. And that's the tough part. Getting here, extremely difficult. Staying here, even more so.
Bounding ball. Well, when you think about it, we've just gone through the draft, and I think there were a little over 1,200 draft picks. So if you put all those together and a few amateur free agent signings, so roughly speaking, you're at 1,200 every year. We have 750 players at any given time on a 25-man roster. And then you've got all the minor league players trying to get there. And you're just drafting 1,200 more.
Let's say that 8 or 9
Wow.
signed. Of all the ones that drafted, well, that's 800 or 900 guys that have to leave the game. They're not making any more new teams. You get your short season teams. But when you all go into spring training next year, there are a lot of guys that end up getting pushed out of the game at all different levels.
Yeah, that's the thing I think that's often overlooked. That's souvenir right there. When you think about working your way to the big leagues, it was.
I know, that's what it is. This is very delicate stuff, and it is time I will put it away. Till next time.
And everything else. But now you get to stage it. And every year there's another group of AAA guys that would like to take your job. So you've got to continue to develop as a player, make adjustments.
Work hard, stay healthy, and be focused.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally locked in. Ground ball, and it's headed up the middle. Arroyo will make the turn at first and hold. His first hit.
Oh boy.
Sent 1 for 2.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Tonight we again participate in the home run challenge.